Good morning, Living Redeemer Assembly of God, family and friends. I want to share with you this morning in our devotion in Proverbs chapter 4, verses 23 through 26. And it says this: Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it springs the issues of life. Put away from you a deceitful mouth, and put perverse lips far from you. Let your eyes look straight ahead, and your eyelids look right before you. Ponder the path of your feet, and let all your ways be established. Do not turn to the right or to the left, but remove your foot from evil. I want to share with you this morning in our devotion the importance of guarding our heart. In our generation, there is just so much information out there through television, through the internet, and there's just so much that is disseminated by a host of media platforms. We are living in the information age. And just so much information is thrown out there to us all at one time. To be honest with you, it's hard to digest all that's out there. And there is a question rises. Do we get too much information? When is there information overload? I've heard numerous people state during the coronavirus pandemic that they've been watching TV so much and hearing bad news that it depressed them. They're hearing about people getting sick, people dying. In some cases, we're hearing different reports, and sometimes it can be very confusing. And some people say, hey, they're listening to too much information. And if there's ever a time to guard our hearts, it's today. We must be careful about the things that we're reading, the things that we're listening to, and the things that we are watching. We must be careful of what we are sowing in our hearts. Solomon tells us to keep our heart with all diligence. I find it interesting that Solomon uses the heart to say, keep it with all diligence. Why is it so important to keep the heart with all diligence? Why not keep your feet in all diligence? Because your feet can lead you to evil and wicked places. Your feet can lead you to trouble. But he didn't say, keep your feet in due diligence. Or why didn't he say, keep your eyes in due diligence? Because, you may be seeing stuff that you shouldn't see, and open your heart up. He didn't say, keep your eyes in due diligence. Why didn't he say, keep your tongue in due diligence? Because you could speak of evil and ungodly things. Solomon did not say that. I submit to you, it's not by accident that Solomon said, keep your heart with all diligence. And it is of the utmost importance that we do that. The things that are one's heart reveals who they truly are. Biblical writers and even philosophers of that time had the ideal that the heart was the core of the person. That the heart was the seat of emotions. Even Aristotle, along with the biblical writers, believed that the human heart was the center of the human body the seed of the soul and emotions. Luke chapter 6, verse 45, for of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaketh. The mouth speaks what is in one's heart. If you want to know what is one's heart, just listen carefully to what they're speaking about. They're speaking, or what they're saying comes from their heart. And it'll tell you exactly what's inside their heart. Solomon declares in our text, speaking of the heart, for out of it springs the issues of life. Again, the early biblical writers believe it's the seat of emotions and the soul, where all that was located at. Proverbs 27:19 says, as in water, face reflects face, so a man's heart reveals the man. The heart tells what the man or a woman is all about. Matthew 15:18 and 20 says, but those things which proceed out of the mouth comes from the heart, and they defile a man. For out of the heart proceedeth evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornication, thefts, false witnesses, blasphemies. One's heart reveals who he or she really is. There's some steps, church, that you can take to guard your heart. Number one, put away from yourself a deceitful mouth and perverse lips. In verse 24 of our text, it says this, put away from you a deceitful mouth and put perverse lips far from you. One of the first steps to guard your heart is to watch your speech. This isn't just against any words or any phrases that you should put away from yourself, but words that are not truthful or deceptive. This is a person who is not straightforward. They often deviate from the truth to accomplish their own evil goals. You might have known people that they told lies, or they stretched the truth. They said things to benefit themselves. This could include right out lies. This include vague words to purposely mislead people, or exaggerated words to make people look good or bad, or even leaving information out. People often do that to mislead people. We should not put a twist on words to make people worse than what they really are. Neither should we put a twist on words to make ourselves better than what we really are. We should put away a devious mouth and perverse lips, and not partake of that behavior. We should distance ourselves from those who do such things, because if we are not careful, those things that we speak and say and hear others speak and say will take root in our heart. That's the first step to guard our heart. The second thing is put away from yourself wandering eyes. Solomon says in verse 25 of our text, let your eyes look straight ahead, and your eyelids look right before you. It's been said that the eyes are the window of the soul. The lust of the flesh has caused many of a man and a woman to fall into sin. And it's that second look that often gets people into trouble. It was David's second look that got him into trouble. And Joseph was tempted with Potiphar's wife. And she came to him and grabbed at him. He left out of there so fast, she was left with part of his clothing. He didn't get the second look. It's wandering eyes that got David into trouble. It's when he took that second look of Bathsheba taking a bath when he was watching her from his rooftop. It didn't matter that he done heroic deeds like slaying Goliath. It didn't matter, church, that he was a man after God's own heart. His wandering eyes led him to adultery and murder. Wandering eyes will lead you to an evil and a corrupt heart. Put away from yourself wandering eyes. And watch out for those who may have wandering eyes for you. And the third thing to guard your heart, be careful where your feet lead you. Solomon says in verse 26, ponder the path of your feet, and let all your ways be established. Do not turn to the right or the left. Remove your feet from evil. Ponder. Think about where your feet are leading you. Don't be so quick and follow the crowd and end up in a place where you're so easily tempted. Be careful about who you hang out with and who you spend time with. And don't spend time with those that bring out your worst character. Don't spend time with those folks. Don't stray to the right. Don't stray to the left. If you want to keep a clean and upright heart, then watch your path and where you're going. Don't stray off. 1 Thessalonians 5:22, it says to abstain from every form of evil. Don't dabble in evil. Don't see how close you can get to it without sinning. Be careful. Why is it important to guard your heart? Because if you do not, then you will not inherit eternal life and see God. I'm going to close with Matthew 5:8 that says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. I'm Pastor Scott with the Living Redeemer Assembly of God. Walk in the power of the Holy Spirit this day. God bless you.